Why do your AI videos still look a little flat, like they are missing something? It's not the model and it's not your PC. You are missing one key piece. There is something called an HDR LoRA, and today I will show you how to install it in 12GP, how to configure it properly, and some real demos so you can see the difference yourself. Okay, and without any further ado, let's get started. First, let's talk about what a LoRA actually is. LoRA stands for Low Rank Adaptation, and it's essentially an extra module you install on top of an AI model. It doesn't replace anything, and you don't have to retrain anything from scratch. Think of it like a plugin or specialized chip into an engine to teach it one specific skill. This particular LoRA teaches LTX 2.3 to handle light and shadows properly. We are talking 16-bit dynamic range, real HDR. Without it, your sunsets look blown out, your interiors look crushed. With it, every frame has depth, detail, and that cinematic look. When you generate video with AI in normal mode, what's called SDR, the model works with a very limited light range. Very dark areas go completely black, and very bright areas go completely white. This is called crushed shadows and blown highlights, and it shows up badly in AI-generated videos. HDR expands that range, giving the model a space to preserve information in both the shadows and the highlights. LTX 2.3 achieves this through a mathematical transformation called log-C3. Essentially, it generates the video in a way that lets you apply professional color grading afterwards. If you'd rather not open a dedicated video editor like DaVinci Resolve or Premiere, 12GP also has a built-in post-processing options. Now, let's move on to the installation. The first thing we'll do is install 12GP. You can do this in two ways. The first option is by pulling the repository from GitHub, or the one I use is by using Pinokio, which is the tool that I always recommend. Actually, I have this video where I explain more in depth what is the power of Pinokio. You can click here to find out more. Inside Pinokio, go to the Explorer and search for 12GP. And here it will appear in the Pinokio browser. From there, Pinokio handles downloading all the dependencies and models you want to install automatically. 12GP works on low VRAM machines starting from 6 GB of VRAM. And yes, you heard it right, just 6 GB. With Pinokio already open, go ahead and launch the application. Before you do, I recommend hitting the update button here at the top to make sure the database and all the required versions are current. Once it finishes updating, click Start to load the interface and then click on Open UI. Inside the interface, set the base model LTX 2.3 with 22 billion parameters. The first time you load it, the model will start downloading automatically. For the HDR LoRA, head to the Hugging Face page. I will put all the links in the description below. And download this Save Tensors file, which is about 300 megabytes. It's not too large. Place that file in the models folder. In my case, that's on my D drive. Inside, we go to the API folder. Then we go to the the app folder. Then we go to the model folder, and inside you will find a folder already created called LoRa's, and drop the file there. And actually, this is also a follow-up of a video I made last week where I explained how to load LoRa's from Civit AI here in 12GP. You can click here if you want to learn more. One important note, if you download the LoRa and place it in the wrong folder, 12GP simply won't detect it. And then, Open the 12GP web interface and go to the Plugins tab. Confirm that the LoRa Manager is enabled. If it's not, activate it and restart the app. After restarting, the file you placed in the LoRa's folder should appear in the list of available LoRa's at the bottom. If it doesn't show up, refresh the page. Sometimes it needs a moment to detect it. Now, let's configure everything correctly. First, make sure LTX 2.3 is selected in the model dropdown at the top. In the Activated LoRa section below, select the HDR file. Then, set the multiplier, which controls the weight and intensity to the LoRa, to 1.0. That's the standard value that applies real HDR. If the image looks too washed out, you can dial it down slightly, but start at 1.0 so you can really see the difference. One important note about color. This LoRa intentionally generates images in a flat, slightly desaturated lock mode. That's how HDR is supposed to work. It stores all the light data without compressing anything. If you are going to use the output directly without editing, activate the contrast and saturation nodes in the post-processing section inside 12GP. If you are going to edit in Premiere or DaVinci Resolve instead, export the file as is and apply your own color correction there. That second option gives you significantly more creative control. Okay, and before we continue, if you are an AI content creator working with video, audio, images, or music, I have some discounts in the description for various platforms. Check them out and grab what you want. Okay, let's continue. Okay, let's do now a side-by-side comparison. First, we'll generate a video without the LoRa. I'll use the default prompt from LTX 2.3 and set the resolution to 480p, so it won't take that long. And here on top, we're gonna leave the same prompt as it comes with the LTX 2.3 model, and we hit generate. The first generation takes a bit longer while the model loads and pulls in all the LTX 2.3 dependencies. And here we have the result. Let's play it.
That's it. Dad's lost it. And we've lost
Stop
Dad.
being so dramatic, Jess. He's just having fun. Wii U!
As you can see, the colors look the way they normally do. A bit high in contrast, slightly harsh. Now, let's run the same generation using the HDR LoRa. We go down to the LoRa section. We choose the HDR LoRa. Then let's set the value of the metrics to 1.0. And here on top, we leave the same prompt as the previous example, and we hit generate. And here we have the result. Let's play it.
That's it. Dad's lost it. And we've lost Dad.
Stop being so dramatic, Jess. He's just having fun.
Okay, as you can see, the colors with HDR look richer, more cinematic, and ideal for color grading.
That's it.
The image looks a bit washed out,
Dad.
and that's intentional, as I mentioned. It means the file is capturing more information, more color data, more detail in the highlights and shadows. That's exactly why it looks that way. If you want to present this professionally, download the file and bring it into DaVinci Resolve or whichever editor you prefer, and apply your color grade there. Compare that to the SDR file without the HDR LoRa. The colors are already backed in, high contrast, and much harder to control. That's why the HDR version is visually richer. It's holding more information in this file. One tip I almost forgot. In your prompts, include phrases that helps activate the HDR effect. Things like high detail shadows, cinematic lighting, or 16-bit color all signal to the model that you want to get the most out of the LoRa. And also, if you are running 6 to 8 gigabytes of VRAM, enable low VRAM mode in 1-2GP settings. It avoids memory errors without sacrificing quality. There is also a new option I discovered while making this video. Here, as we can see, 1-2GP has an Appending LoRa built in by default. It uses the same LoRa to extend a video beyond its original frame. That's what Appending do, and is one of the most powerful features in 1-2GP version 11. I'll be making a dedicated video on that soon. Okay, and that's it for this video. If you like it, please thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell to get notifications on my new videos. Also, send me your comments if you want me to talk about any specific model or anything related with AI or creativity. I will be more than happy to take your requests. And if you made it this far, check out this other video where I cover OmniVoice, one of the most impressive voice generators I ever seen. Click here to watch more. See you guys next time. Bye bye.